Hello there. So this video is basically going to be a finally mostly up-to-date guide for people looking to start speedrunning Fable Anniversary any percent. Because my current guide from 2018 ain't so current anymore. So yeah, let's hope we can fix this and hope that it's also beginner-friendly enough for you all to follow. Right? Okay, so why do I have my camera pointed at my 360 controller right now? Because this is what we call multiple input methods. This will come into play for the Assassin Rush spell. I have a video on this, talking about mostly getting the Sword of Aeons more consistently. But it goes into how Assassin Rush has like two modes. It has neutral and directed, where neutral is basically as if the, if you're familiar with playing Fable TLC on PC, if you use Assassin Rush, you'll go either forward or towards whatever sort of applicable NPC you might be targeting. Or if you're, using Assassin Rush on a controller, it would go wherever you have the stick pointing. So if you wanted to rush to the right, you'd go to the right. If you wanted to rush behind you, or, backwards, you'd go backwards. If you want to rush forward, you'll rush forward. Now, you will still have cases, of course, where if something happens to be in front of you, the game will attempt to place you behind it. That's normal. That's not going to change. But yeah. Basically, the reason I have a hair tie on it is because it's keeping the stick ever so slightly forward. And it needs to be just ever so slightly forward, because if it's too far up, you'll be scrolling in the menus. And that's not very good. But if it's like just in a walking sort of position for in-game, that's basically the sweet spot that you want to be in. Okay? Also, you want to make sure that you're not, like, having it press down any other buttons. It's not putting any weight on the home button or anything. And, yeah. I think that's about right. That's neutral. That should do it. Okay. So, that's that out of the way. Now I can put the camera back on my monitor and get to the actual rest of the guide. Or, the start of it. Let us boot up the game. Actually, I should probably make sure it is in English. Oh, good. God, I'm so good at this. I totally wasn't planning on doing something else tonight that also happened to have the game in English. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, this guide will be primarily for the context of the speedrun, of Steam runs. As such, let me actually tab out and pull this up here. Let me see here. Can I get a window capture in here really quick? Window capture. Steam properties. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, it's not showing. That's dumb. Hang on, capture method. Bit. Hey, there we go. Okay, so yes. Like the thing says, it is highly advised to include no movies as a launch option, so that it will it saves you time, because the like Fresco FMVs won't play, and this actually saves quite a bit of time because you have an unskippable one in Ship of the Drowned, which is pretty annoying to deal with. But with this, you don't need to worry about it. Also, it skips the intro things. So if for some reason the game happens to crash on you, you won't be looking at the Lionhead, Microsoft Studios, Unreal Engine logos, you know, you'll be able to just go right back into the game a little bit quicker. You still have the book animation and such, but beyond that, it's, you know. Anywho, yeah. Also highly advised that if you're playing with keyboard and mouse to have a compatible controller such as an Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series controller, etc. plugged in. You can use DualShock 4 or whatever sort of, as long as it's compatible. You can use a DualShock 4 and DS4 Windows, I believe. That'll also get the job done. And yeah, you want to have the left stick nudged ever so slightly forward, as I explained earlier. Yeah. Only capture requirement is that the game is visible for the entire run, as well as audio. I probably should have included that as well. But, you know, as far as like visual quality goes, you can point your webcam at a monitor or a TV. We really don't care, so long as the game is visible. Gameplay settings. Okay, so we can actually go back into the game for this. Let's see, gameplay settings. Subtitles and tutorials need to be turned off, because those actually save quite a bit of time. Tutorials are a little bit less of an issue, but there's still extra things that you need to click away. And subtitles, while like they are more responsive in Anniversary, they still, like, I can show off like how much slower they are. I'm gonna show that off like right now. Let's make a new hero altogether. Let's see here. Guildmaster help is optional, but I'm gonna show off why you want to have tutorials off. Graphics and key bindings, those are all mostly to your preference, although I do recommend I do recommend you have it have block bound to a key.
Come on.
Let's see here. Yeah, you want block bound to a key instead of middle mouse, unless you really prefer using middle mouse. I have flourish bound to a different button, just because I like being able to run and I don't want to accidentally use a flourish when I'm not berserked, because you're probably going to be berserked a lot in this run. Let's see here. I also have attract experience orbs and activate spell mode on different buttons as well. That's so you can be sucking experience orbs while also, you know, being able to do other things. Because when you have spell mode activated, you are limited in what you can do. And like there's a new Briar Rose strat in actually Revo's New World Record. It shows off things that you can do with having spells on the hotbar that you can't do with spell mode. Yeah. I personally like having accept and back as D and A respectively, just because I'm a bit of a TLC purist. And that's just how it makes menu navigation a whole lot easier. And in that same vein, I also have the inventory category and subcategory scrolls set to buttons that are close to that. And I have them here because it just makes sense to me. They're nearby. I don't have to like move my hand all the way across the keyboard or anything. It's just, they're there. It's convenient. It's just, I'm used to it. And it really does help you go a lot faster in the menus, and there's quite a complicated menu in this run. So it's definitely worth it to have those keys rebound. Unfortunately, though, context-sensitive items 1, 2, and 3, those are locked. I don't even think that you can do anything in an INI to change those. So you're gonna have to get used to hitting F1 for your your spade and fishing rod. F2 for your food and health potions. Although you shouldn't really need to eat or drink health potions much. And then F3. That's really the big one, is F3 for your will potions. If you have like a G600 MMO mouse like I do, you can have it set to emulate those keystrokes on a like button per button basis, a one-to-one sort of, you know, thing, no macros or anything like that. Just a very simple, as if I was pressing the key, but it's over in my right hand instead of my left. That is an accessibility thing. It is completely allowed. So, I love that text bar text. Anyway, don't pay that any mind. Yeah. Camera sensitivity, by the way, is something else that would be kind of, I have a sticky post in the speedrun.com forums for Fable Anniversary about changing camera sensitivity. You have to go into one of the INIs to do that. But that particular thing is totally allowed because it was something that was in TLC, but it doesn't exist in Anniversary for whatever dumb reason. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Honestly, the biggest things that I wanted to cover here were accept and back. Those can also be a little bit dangerous because if you enter or exit a menu while holding those buttons, you can trigger auto scroll glitch, which isn't a very fun thing to have to deal with, especially if it's going like to the sides. It's really annoying. The game literally just scrolls into menus on its own, but I will try to show that off. Like, you can actually just avoid that by not having direction keys held when entering and exiting menus, so just try to get into the habit of that, because that is a very easy trap to fall into. Not to make fun of, but just to make, you know, point out the fact that even the best of us still have it happen to us. Revo's world record does have it happen to him at least twice. So, you know, it happens sometimes, but try to remember that. Try to remember to not hold direction keys when entering and exiting menus. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there should be everything with keybinds. Game language. So this won't really come into play too much when you're starting out. Basically, just want to run whatever language you're comfortable with. Obviously, this guide is going to be in English because that's the only language I know. I don't know French. French is the fastest, yes, but that doesn't mean I know it. Maybe a couple of sentences here and there, but, you know. Anyway. But yeah, that's a very easy thing to change with Steam. Because you can just go right-click into the properties, language, and then you'll have the options and such here. If you wanted to do the run in whatever other language, again, that's all up to you. But just know that English is the slowest and French is the fastest. That's a 34-second time difference. Alright. Okay, so when making a profile for runs, it's generally just easier to have a profile already made. Make sure the game is freshly booted and immediately save after making a profile to avoid any potential save corruption. That can happen. It is a thing in Anniversary. It's a very common thing in TLC, but it's, yeah. So, before I get into that whole get a feel for the rolling thing, I wanted to talk about why I have tutorials turned, why you want tutorials to, or not tutorials, subtitles turned off. So just pay attention to how I get through this dialogue.
What looks my button, myself? Good might look up.
That was just me mashing my indirect key and my left click. I was like, okay, that was kind of fast, right? Kind of fast. It can be faster. It can be faster. If you have to reset, quit to the main menu like I just did. This also helps you with avoiding like weird things from carrying over, and also usually avoids the NPC we refer to as Pissman starting to wander.
Come on.
He's down there in that in the three warehouses. You can see his little green dot on the mini map. But so I have tutorials off or subtitles off now, right? I have them on still. Let's fix that. So.
What? Good look. Oh, come here, my little sand goose.
That's why subtitles are turned off. It makes those clickable dialogues just so much faster to go through. Okay. Right, so I'll just go back into the game again.
Come on.
Okay, so I do say to get a feel for the movement. Rolling is the bread and butter of the movement for the most part. That's the very very core bread and butter, meat and potatoes. Definitely want to get a feel for it. There's a couple of methods to go about it, of course.
Mind how you go, kid.
I generally would advise to use like a double tap method. You can kind of hear my keyboard clacks. That's to like make sure that I have like another input like stored in the queue of button presses, basically, and generally helps. But if you can time it too, that's also good. I'm definitely trying to get better at timing my rolls because I value the longevity of my hands. I say that, but I also speedrun 100%, and that has quite a bit of mashing involved in the arena, but we're not going to be talking about that because that is going to be skipped in this guide. Oh yeah. Yeah, you kind of want to just like, it's not something you're going to like figure out overnight. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of practice. But, you know, just get a feel for the rolls because you're going to be doing it a lot. Especially in the beginning. There actually is an auto start, but I am not currently using it.
Come on, wake up.
Because I don't have it. I guess it's just not official yet, is the best way to say it. But yeah, the timer for your live split would be started when the load screen finishes, which would be at the black screen afterwards. So, obviously you'd skip that cutscene, dismiss this little box here, go up to the left, over to where the bully and the little kid are. Getting a nice feel for your rolls on the way. Sometimes you'll occasionally block, especially in the very first bit. Hard target, punch him.
I'm sorry.
Here, I'll let you look.
And you're gonna go over this way. You're gonna go up the hill. And come across the little girl, and you're going to give the girl the teddy bear. Now you can do this by either talking to her directly or handing it to her, pressing the 1 key, or which would be right trigger and up on the D-pad if you're using a controller. I won't be talking too much about controllers, but I know some people do use controller.
Look, good mom.
Yeah, talk to him, accept the bribe. It's gonna cause guards to aggro onto you if they see you.
Many lovers.
Get the chocolates. Pretty vanilla stuff.
Look, there's
Honestly.
a little swine. I'm going after him. Look, there's a little swine. I'm going after him.
If they actually catch you, it only costs like a couple of seconds, few seconds. It's not that big of a deal.
Hello, little brother.
So you want to actually be mashing right-click at first and then mashing the 1 key. Or if you were using a controller, again, mashing B and then right trigger up on the D-pad. And then it's just 2 clicks to get rid of her dialogue there.
There's something...
And then you'd have that cutscene automatically skipping itself. I have to sneeze, so bear with me. You roll back to... Oh god, the path to Braun finishes the quest. Oh, thank you.
You'll be sharing this room with Whisper.
It's time to wake up.
I would normally punch Whisper here, but I'm not going to, just because, yeah, just because. It is faster to actually punch her, though.
Not making much of an impact.
Honestly, not too many things, or there's not much special going on. It's
now
pretty
that's
more vanilla stuff.
Well
You
done,
can
lad.
suck the experience orb to you. Just hold shift the entire time. And, yeah, once you dismiss it, that box, you can also just mash left click and you can punch and hold left shift, hold shift or whatever. And you'll, punch and suck it at the same time. So, I personally don't have too much advice with beetles, except don't swing at random. You want to be, like, controlled and precise with your swings, if you can help it. Dismiss the quest prompts, by the way, with right-click. It's generally so much easier. It's a whole lot better than trying to do some other key. I honestly don't know the other key anymore.
Get out of
I feel
bed,
like it's
lazy
probably
bones.
like enter or something. But yes, do a regular run out here because you can get stuck on this little bit of the building there. Just try and avoid getting stuck there. It's a really easy place to get stuck on. You'll just be rolling forever. We call that a bonk. Yeah, just be following the pathing that I've been taking so far. You want it to be like as direct as possible. You want to try and like minimize the width of your routing, your pathing.
Now pay attention.
Okay, so there's a pattern to these blocks here. I roll in a block, roll again, block, roll, block. I do nothing.
Damn
Block.
it! How did you stop that?
She's close to me, so she should attack.
Well
So, yeah,
done.
that is an optimized pattern. To make sure that she doesn't. Well, it would be to make sure that she doesn't do extra back steps, but yeah, it is otherwise pretty well optimized. This fight, Whisper can kind of do whatever she wants. Ideally, though, you would have a fight kind of like that, where you'd hit her 3 or 4 times, and then she'd
Then meet me
flip
by the
towards
archery
you,
range to
and then she would
let's continue our training with.
yeah, and then you would finish her off. And then obviously you continue, talk to Guildmaster to get plunked over at the next bit of training. You can do that. You don't have to wait for him. Just talk to him. It'll make your life a whole lot faster. Well, you know what I mean. So you actually don't have to hold the bow shots here for very long,
Now lock onto the target.
but try not to do it too quickly.
Well,
And then when you go to do this, you need to make sure you aim a little bit to the left.
What do you think?
in order to shoot him. This allows you to skip the tests, because normally in the guild you have a little 4-strike rule, where if you commit 4 aggressive actions, you get sent up to Maze's Tower for a lecture. It wastes time. Nobody wants to bother with that, right? Okay. So, but if you have that happen while a test is going on, the test just skips, and you are just allowed to progress, because
Next, we will learn about the ways of the will.
reasons.
It's time to learn.
So you now know lightning, how magical. You want to make sure you use lightning first before you shoot the Guildmaster again
Action will be. This is your.
to start the timer, otherwise you will get sent up to Maze's Tower. Although, if that should happen, let's go ahead and
try
repeat
that
that,
again.
just to show it off.
It's time to learn.
Okay, so let's say I didn't actually use lightning before. Just start shooting the Guildmaster willy-nilly.
Action will be. This is your.
Oh no, what have I done wrong? You can actually just use lightning and then shoot Maze from here. Or, not Maze, but I guess you can just go downstairs and then shoot the apprentices that are nearby. It's not the best backup in the world, but it's better than nothing.
Aggressive action will be. This is your. What do you think you're doing?
You don't have to go all the way back to the dummies and the Guildmaster.
Very
You
good,
can just use like any other thing. You don't have to hit anything with lightning. Just cast lightning and then hit somebody other than Maze, I guess.
I hope you're ready.
And then you'll be allowed to progress if you
Before you
accidentally
graduate.
don't cast lightning first and shoot the Guildmaster 4 times. Final exam time. The absolute hardest thing that the developers came up with, I promise. So this is actually really lucky so far. He spawned really close to me, and I was able to combo him in the back. I was a little bit far, but that's okay, too.
Excellent.
Once you have him hard targeted here with the bow, do not put the bow away, nor move. Also, I'm not holding down the lightning key. That takes what I just did takes a bit of practice as well, but you'll get the hang of it. You kind of want to, like, basically hold the button, hold the spell down for like half a second, release it for half a second, and then rinse and repeat. That's basically the closest sort of rhythm I can give you.
It's time for you to leave.
It's something you'll just get a feel for. Okay, so the very first menu is pretty easy. You can just, I have Z and C here. These are controlling the subcategories. And then I can just do that. And you can use the scroll wheel as well, which makes your life a whole lot easier in here as well.
There is little else
So.
for me to teach.
Just back out of the menu after you learn Assassin Rush. Right-click to dismiss the quest prompt. Grab the Wasp Menace. Head out the door. And because you have your multiple input methods controller set up, ideally, you would not have rushed towards the traitor to your left as soon as you came out of the guild.
Remember,
Make a liar out of me.
following the gold markers on
So
the map
yeah, now you will
lead to
rush
your
wherever the
best
camera is
objectives.
facing, if you have it in the right position.
What? It's this way.
And this in itself takes some time to get used to because you are using spell mode to use Assassin Rush. It's definitely an awkward thing to do, but it's not going to be like that for the entire run, I promise. It's just faster to just go ahead and do it this way now. Take the bow out, and then use lightning to kill the wasps. The game will automatically cycle through all the wasps until they're all dead. They all die to a single lightning strike, which is really convenient.
Strike down the wall.
I like to hard target the wasp queen here. Release an arrow. Clear out the other wasps. Try to make sure she doesn't strafe to your left.
Useful against the wasp queen.
Hit her 6 times with the sword to finish her off. Nice and easy.
but they
Also,
are
if
no
the
match
wasps
for
happen
your
to drop any
weapons.
potions, you pick them up. Okay. I didn't even touch on notes really, but yeah.
Attack the wasp queen again.
I think I basically just went over what the
Also use
notes
your willpower
kind of went
against
over
her.
anyway, so it's okay. There's not too much variance that goes on.
Maze is looking for you. He waits for you in
If
the
I
Barstone
didn't go
Tavern.
over something that I should have gone over that was in the notes, please leave me an Instagram in the comments. I will not be offended. So long as it's not a hateful one. Just be like, hey, Sarah, you didn't leave this, you didn't mention this thing that you had in the notes. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Anyway, yeah, you want to make your way to Bowerstone South, as the game would suggest.
Oi!
And this is where we're going to be doing our first bit of menu manipulation. So we're going to come over here, we're going to talk to this trader here. If you have potion already, a will potion, you don't need to worry about anything, but if you don't, go ahead and buy one. Buy all of his green apples, fishing rod, and a spade. And you're going to go into sell. You're going to go into the green apples here. You're going to go to sell all, but instead of actually selling them all, you're going to go over here, click on the potions, and then you are going to menu manipulate, sell these potions and these resurrection files, and suddenly you have quite a bit of cash on hand, and then you just buy back the will potions, and you're done.
What's going on here? Over here.
Talk to Maze,
Been enjoying all the...
and then charge guild seal, warp to the guild. Okay, I don't have the notes for this in the notes here. I don't have it in my notes, but I will have it in the notes in the description, in a paste bin probably, or a Google Doc or something. But yes, we want to get onto this podium here. We want to buy speed 1, going to buy accuracy 2. We're going to buy fireball. Depending on your experience, you might need to, instead of use battle charge, use force push here. You want to menu manipulate force push into inflame. I'm gonna go back into skill, refund speed, buy speed again. And no, actually, I should have pointed out what was actually going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and load this checkpoint here.
Ah, now this one looks pretty.
Hotchbriar. Yeah, you grab the quest before you go to the podium. Actually, no, that doesn't matter much. Yeah, buy speed 1, accuracy 2, fireball 1, force push into inflame. Now, you have quite a bit of a negative value of experience here, so you can't do anything with that. However, this is what we bought speed 1 for. Because if you refund literally anything, you will come straight out of the negative and go straight back up to 0. And because we have a surplus of skill experience to buy speed 1 back, we can just keep doing that to reset our negative experience numbers. So we can just completely bust open this menu and bend it to our nefarious wills. So we're going to do Fireball into Inflame. So we have Inflame 2 now. Going to refund speed again, buy it back. Refund Inflame. Now, here's where things get a little bit more interesting. We're going to Physical Shield into Magic Power 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do the same thing with Magic Power, but into Physical Shield. Now, actually, what this did, you notice it didn't increase our Magic Power at all. We instead have Max Multi-Strike. Okay? So, we're going to go with Magic Power into a Physical Shield. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did this experience go? It went into accuracy. Okay, so now we go into speed. We buy speed, but MM it into accuracy. We have accuracy max. We refund speed 1, buy speed 1 again. Now we refund accuracy. Now we have 81,000 experience to play with. So we get Inflame 3 here, Force Push 2, Summon 1. You can get Slow Time if you need to. Let's see. We will get Physical Shield 1, Berserk 3, Assassin Rush 3. Yes, Multi-Arrow 1. Come back in here. We reset this again. We get Physique 5. We get Assassin Rush 4. Multi-Arrow 2. 3, 4. 4. Yes, that looks right. Okay, so we have magic power 4. We do another reset in the menu. Get more experience back. Yeah, we can get slow time now. Let's see here. Let's see, yes, we want to get Inflame 4. So now what we're going to be doing is going MMing magic power into Inflame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this is going into speed. 6, 7. Now, why would we do it 7 times when we were already going to be at speed max? I'll get to that in a second. We're going to MM magic power again into physical shield. We're going to buy magic power 5 for realsies. And now we're going to do this. Heal life. We're going to go up into Berserk by clicking on this little arrow banner thingy. It does actually have a function. Believe it or not. And then we actually refund 1 speed, and we still have speed max, because even though there is no actual speed rank above 7, the game does technically store it in its, like, memory as such. This is so you have no negative experience. But that is basically the entirety of the experience menu. Handled right there. So you want to go ahead and bind your spells to your preference here. Whatever is most comfortable for you. It's definitely going to take some time, you know, figuring out. But, you know. Let's see, slow time. I actually can't believe I got slow time. But tutorials make you do things, I guess. Let's see. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, actually. Okay, so maybe not get slow time, in all honesty, because it's not super necessary if you
now this one looks
can handle some things. It just makes like 2 very small bits easier. So I just honestly, I guess, just ignore anything about slow time. I'm just going to go through this menu again really quickly to show you what it mostly looks like. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. haven't been counting, but let's just go with one more time here, just to be safe. Okay. Yeah, the reason I was kind of thrown off by having slow time there was because I don't normally have it there, and spells are assigned in spell mode via alphabetical order. I think that's something that caused me a problem here. Yeah, because it misplaced, summon got misplaced or something like that, but yeah. Anywho, yeah. Basically, I want to be able to have Inflame and Force Push in handy locations on spell mode because you're going to be using Inflame quite a bit, and you're also going to be using Force Push quite a bit. So, talk to the trader in the guild. You're going to be buying Master Greatsword and Master Longbow. And if you feel like you're not confident in having no potions or res files, go ahead and get those. Get safety will potions. You have physical shield, and you have quite a bit of mana as well. So, go ahead and equip those. It would have been smarter to have taken the quest in boasted at this point, but it only saves like a couple of seconds just because you're being teleported out. But that is the most complicated menu in the entire run, so if you made it this far, congratulations. That's basically one of the hardest parts already done. So, your movement is now expanded quite a bit, because you have Berserk, you have max speed, you are going to be zooming all over the place with this.
So you're going to be doing
and having multiple input methods means you're not going to be doing any rushes in directions you don't want to go in, unless you are facing the camera in a direction you don't want to go in. But you have enough time in between the cooldown of Assassin Rush now to roll twice. You can use Force Push to get people out of your way. And yeah, this whole, like, you are just going to be zooming all over the place. It's honestly kind of easy mode from here on out, for the most part. I like to go ahead and apply multi-strike here on my weapon as soon as I enter, just to make getting a flourish on Whisper later easier. These guys die to one Inflame nice and easy. Just stand here, wait, you can wait for them all to spawn. Just use single Inflame, they're dead. Also, okay, here's what I need to do. I need to talk about these spells that we got and why we got them. So, we got Summon because we're going to be using that to kind of glitch our way through some gates and walls here and there. Really handy thing. Let's see, what else? We've got Force Push. Force Push is a nice little utility spell because you can use it to get enemies and stuff out of your way. You can also use it to cancel animations, including death animations, knockdown animations, you name it. So, for instance, I'm going to use Inflame Force Push, and that killed them all instantly. Go ahead and put your take out your weapon here, because it's better to just have it out.
So
that way you don't have to. It'll just auto unsheath.
Try to go.
Combo.
Damn.
A flourish after hitting Whisper with a multi-strike. And there you go.
You have reached unsigned status.
Multi-strike wrecks her face. Nice and quick. Yes, normally Summon would be getting Sword of Aeons, but I figure kind of the less Summon clips, the better. I feel like Low Dwarfs would be a little bit easier to grasp. You can get Aeons if you want and start using... you can start wherever you want, but this is just a general... Like, let's say somebody's never, like, done any single summon clip ever before. Okay, so you want to come up to about here-ish. You don't want to get too close. You want to use Force Push. You want to inflame him as he's standing up. Summon, and hope that your Wasp actually gets a killing blow on him. And then your summon will become that bandit.
I'd stay down if I were you.
Okay. You want to charge your guild seal as soon as you enter this area. Depending on what enemies you get, they can be quick to try and interrupt your guild seal charge. If they hit you, it will interact your guild seal charge, even if you have physical shield on. So you'd want to just hit the menu key, go into equipment, use hit C twice, go ahead and menu manipulate the Wasp Queen's Head into the guild seal, use it, and then do the teleport menu that way. You want to grab Trader Escort, and then you want to warp back to Greatwood Cullisgate. There is a strat, well, okay, it was an old strat, to be fair, where you would hard target the bandit with your bow, but that's not very reliable anymore because you have such max accuracy, and, well, it would be reliable if you had to use longbow, but because this route gets master longbow, there's not much of any point in doing that when you can just get it much more easily with the force push and then inflame as he's standing up strategy. So, Trader Escort is actually dummy easy, and I'm going to show that off here.
Lead the way!
In
You want to apply multi-arrow.
find the chapel of
You can
Skull.
roll when charging your
Leaves the
arrow shots,
dangers
by the way.
there.
You want to hard target this trader
Evil into your
and
soul.
kill him. I wouldn't bother berserking here because there's a cutscene on the other side of the screen, and cutscenes will kill your berserk. Also, don't try to go berserk when you're about to enter a cutscene. It will most likely get you spell locked and prevent you from using spells or the guild seal or potions. It's really not fun. But yeah, just have physical shield up the whole time. Physical shield 1's enough with the amount of mana that we have, the amount of will potions that we have. For the time being. We'll probably be upgrading it later just for safety's sake. But not much is going to get past physical shield 1 right now.
Made it to the first.
Once you get it to Trader, once you get them to Darkwood Camp, go straight to Ancient Cullisgate. Ignore anything that the TLC or OG guides would tell you about waiting for the traders to turn around, to refollow you. Just go straight to Ancient Cullisgate. Don't dally, because they will get their AI stuck, and they will stay at the beginning of any screen you enter, which is super convenient. So, yeah. It pays to be quick. Okay, you got a cutscene with the Earth Troll. Go ahead and skip it. Gonna go ahead and berserk. It dies to 1 multi-strike with pretty much any, like, decent weapon that you may have access to, whether it's Aeons or Master Greatsword.
Maze seeks an audience with you again. You'll find him in Oakvale
Don't need to
Tavern.
do anything special in Barrow Fields, just go straight into Oakvale. Talk to Maze.
Ah, there you are.
Those boats can be a little bit sticky sometimes. Try not to roll into them. This guy does include multiple input methods, yes. I did go over that, like, pretty early on. Alright, so the way I personally like to handle this clip is I like to have my head the camera mostly centered on the far bracket there. And then summon, turn the camera towards the summon, and then rush. Or if you don't have a controller, you would just need to face towards your summon, and then rush. And that will allow you to enter this area in Twinblade's camp and get the Cullisgate activated, and it's really handy. Legitimacy has a guide on Anniversary any percent summon clips that will also be in the video description. There's also mine, although it doesn't quite work as well, I'd say, for Anniversary due to the different graphics. But for most of the clips, the lineups that I used in TLC and OG are basically the exact same in Anniversary. At least for the Twin Blade Camp one. But yeah. I generally would suggest charging the Guild Seal to go back to the guild after entering Twin Blades Camp. When I take the quest here, do the same thing. Because the Guild Cullis Gate can be a bit of a bitch to get back onto. And the reason why is because it's ever so slightly elevated off the ground. And that slight elevation is enough to get you just completely stuck and prevent you from getting on it for just dumbest reasons. So, yeah, this clip is basically the same thing as the first one, it's just on a smaller scale. Let's see here. I would actually recommend going ahead and re-summoning your summon, killing it to refresh its AI, because for some reason, summons that have been used for a clip already, they generally just like to turn around on you after being summoned into the gates that you're going into.
Clear off. No one comes through
And
here.
that's just really annoying.
Maybe those
So,
operators-
yeah, same concept again. Or not same concept again, but this one is the same concept as the one prior. Also, it's worth noting that if you don't feel confident in your clips, you can also do everything after the first two clips the normal way. You can shut right up, buddy. Yeah, I like to have the hero's head like an inline with that far bracket. And then do that. And it's good that it's basically like kind of there in like all angles. Like that's usually a good angle that I like to do. I don't have too much of a specific thing that I need to do. I know I do, that's a lie. I like to get Twin Blade in the middle here. I like to also delay my Berserk initiation, just because of TLC and OG reasonings. But honestly, Twin Blade is a bit of a joke because we're so overpowered. As long as you get him downed, that's really the thing that matters. Also, yeah, I just accidentally did that on muscle memory. There is something you can do with Assassin Rush. If you block, or like buffer a block, you can actually refresh the cooldown on it. So you can do some fun things like this. A little bit of Fable Anniversary science for you. That is very execution heavy, and it's something I try to go for in my runs, but it's also just like really tricky to do and besides. So yeah, once you've done that, don't try to teleport immediately. Wait for the quest to complete, then teleport.
You have reached recognized status.
Okay.
That was a very impressive victory, hero.
So you get to go all the way over to Maze's tower, and what you can do instead of rolling all the way up the tower is just go up to right about there-ish and use Force Push. Skip the two cutscenes here, and then you can go to Witchwood Cullis Gate just fine. Because nobody likes rolling up the spiral staircases. Nobody does. I can assure you nobody does.
Rumor has it that somewhere in
Okay, so
there's a sword that only a true
you can break those brambles with Force Push, you can use Inflame, you can use your sword, whatever. Also, I completely glossed over, like, you want to make sure that you resheath your heavy weapons if you're using them, because the roll that you get from that is really floppy and slow compared to the one that you're using, you know, normally. If you have Aeons, this isn't a concern at all because it's a light weapon, and you don't need to worry about it. But for heavy weapons like Master Greatsword and Soulless Greatsword, you would definitely want to make sure that you have the weapon sheathed before you try to go rolling all over the place. Let's see here. What do I have for my notes? Yeah, skip the rock troll. Legitimacy does have, again, that guide. You can do a clip here, or you can just do it the normal way if you're not sure about your ability to clip. So you can just go H. I interact with them to make sure. I, T, and obviously S.
H-I-T.
You can spell that other funny word if you really want to. If you want to be a funny bunny, I won't stop you. If you want to do that in your speedrun, that's your prerogative. But, you know, it's gonna cost you time. But as long as you're having fun, that's the thing that matters, right? True, actually, it is free Valkyrie and XP. Especially with how overpowered we are. But yeah, do not follow the game's advice with going back to the guild immediately. You want to go straight to Knothole Glade first. I think we all did that when we first played the game. Let's be real. But yeah. Oh yay, nymphs. Nymphs would actually be a really annoying thing if we didn't have multiple input methods. Because nymphs, wasps, undead, they are very annoying for movement if you don't have multiple input methods, because they move really quickly and are usually up your butt.
This is the village of Knothole.
Like, at least 50% of the time.
For the moment. Come back to the guild.
Also, speaking of funny demon door, consider watching my Fable the Lost Memeverse series on YouTube. Ding! Okay, grab White Balverine, teleport back to Knothole Glade. Okay, so there is actually a little bit of technical stuff going on in this quest at first, and I'm going to slow it down for this. Let's see here. Take my Balverine Crest walk back to Knothole Glade. First 4 Balverines here will not spawn if their spawn point is on camera. Okay. They will die to 1 in flame. Okay, yeah, this is like exactly how it is in the actual any percent runs. So yeah, no multi-arrow shenanigans. I forgot about that. So you actually kind of, you can be cheeky about this first one. If you use Inflame from just far enough away, you can insta-kill and completely skip the death animation. Also use the trick, yeah, keep their spawn point off camera. Let me actually go ahead and load the checkpoint here, just to show off, like, the fact that you need to not have the spawn point on camera. Okay, so that one's instant death, because it didn't notice us. As soon as we turn the camera away, the other one spawns. Yep. See, over here, not spawning, not spawning, not spawning. Oh, there he is. Once again, still not spawning, still not spawning, still not spawning. There he is. And yeah, you want to wait for them to start their hell animation before you go force push again. Otherwise, you won't do anything. So just go ahead and apply multi-strike here, hit him with it, and force push. Oh, oops. Okay, oops. Yeah, whatever. Skipping the howl animation there is like, it saves like a couple of seconds. It's not that big of a deal if you don't get it. Yeah, ideally you want to be skipping the howl animations with multi-arrow, and that's actually like,
The damn thing was just...
normally, instead of like loading the game like I did to show the whole camera thing off, you would have 3 multi-arrow charges, right, from Trader Escort. So killing the infected trader from that far away with multi-arrow is part of a setup for this quest, because with those 3 multi-arrow charges, we have 2 charges that get used up on the White Balverine to skip the howl animations here, and then the last one is going to be used to one-shot him in Witchwood Lake in just a little bit. Okay, so we just got our silver augmentation. We're going to go ahead and apply that to our master longbow. Sometimes a White Balverine can get stuck on the villagers down there. It just happens sometimes. There's nothing really you can do to prevent it. Unless you want to kill the villagers, that actually might not be a bad shout, to be honest. Might be a good safety measure, now that I think about it. Just commit wanton murder in a video game. wouldn't be the first time for Fable players, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so, you want to go basically about here. With multi-arrow, you can hard target the White Balverine. Basically around there. Should one-shot him. If not, then you can just kill him, however. Once you're done with that, go ahead and warp back to Nautical Glade. I do have the notes say to unironically aim at his right butt cheek, and that's where I usually aim. But it's kind of lenient. It's also like iffy at the same time. Skip the cutscene, click the books and the book and the letter.
You have
Do I say to commit murder here? I do not say to commit murder here, so we will not be committing murder. Although, let's go ahead and commit murder. Do not pay the fine. Instead, just go over here, roll to the Cullis Gate, go back to the guild, not Witchwood Lake. Now, there is a reason that we killed the guard there, and I will get to that momentarily. Take the arena. For safety's sake, I would recommend going ahead and grabbing Physical Shield 2. Shouldn't need too much higher than that for this route now, to be honest. But yeah, maybe we can go back to Nautical Glade now. Upon your return, you will be greeted with a slight battalion of guards. You'll be asked to pay your fines. Go ahead and pay them. They'll kick you out of town. Saves you a little bit of a trip. One of those tiny little optimizations that I came up with that I'm still pretty proud of. Oh yeah, that's something that will happen if you saw me do that side roll there. That was not an intentional thing, that was just because the game is just... It's the game. I refer to it as anniversarying.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
Anniversarying, if you will. Okay. So the only thing you should need to buy here
Think we can do a special offer
is the silver augmentation. Although, actually that's not true. Well, no, don't bother with that actually. If you're not confident with your will potion count, you can buy more if you want to. Yeah, no, we actually won't be needing the other augmentations at all. Go ahead and actually apply that to your bow before you enter the arena. You can push Al this way. It's just to save time from walking all the way up to the stairs. And it definitely takes some practice to do without using force push. But the way I try to approach pushing Al is like, think of your hitbox as a triangle. Al is his name, yeah. Yeah, and I'm not sure how many people know about that, but the other guard's name is Bert. A little bit more lore. So you have Al and Bert. Although they could have gone with Bert and Ernie. That would have also worked in my opinion, but you know, can't win them all. Yeah, the reason we pushed him is so, yeah, we don't have to go all the way back up those stairs to talk to him.
Buzz.
That's a good one, Al. Buzz. Fun. Skip the cutscene. Make a save.
3, 2, 1.
And we'll get to that in a bit. But for now, we're just going to go through the arena. Literally, force push, not force push, but force push the dead bodies, yes, but use inflame to do your damage dealing for most of the enemies. You'll notice we're building up a combat multiplier now, right? What's the deal with that? So force push doesn't check to see if the entity that you're hitting is alive or not.
Fighting like that,
and if it's an NPC, that can award combat multiplier. Actually, I think it might just be any corpse. I'm not sure. I mean, it wouldn't be a corpse if it was an immortal NPC. So.
3, 2,
I generally like to do Berserk cycles to make Inflame go faster in here, because it actually does do that. You do use Inflame faster while Berserked. Also, I won't talk too much about this because it's more advanced tech, but moving towards the other side of the arena to control where the enemies will also want to drop. Again, I'm not going to go too much into that because that's kind of advanced tech. And I don't want to bog you guys down with advanced tech and a beginner-friendly guide. But, yeah, just, you see, like, the amount of damage that Inflame is doing. Inflame 4 is just absolutely busted.
That's another 500 gold.
Imagine if Force Push didn't do this. Oh yeah, fun fact. Don't have multi-strike applied when you're trying to do this because that disables combat multiplier gains. Although if you do happen to have it applied, go ahead and get rid of it using your summon. It's not like that in OG, like, so you wouldn't have noticed that Megatron. But yeah, no, it's like that in TLC and Anniversary. Having multi-strike applied to your weapon disables combat multiplier gains until it's used. And that in itself can be used for some other things that are nice and cheeky, but you know, that's not for here. That was all of them. Good. You can talk to Whisper, by the way, also to cancel Berserk, because that's a cutscene and everything. You can refresh your Berserk cycles that way. Whisper got in the way of... She got down Mr. President and the White Valkyrie. That's so sad.
These two did a great... 3.
And yes, you can use that same thing to skip the announcer's dialogue, which is really, really handy. I like to keep Whisper pinned if I can. Usually it's pretty helpful. No, I used Inflame too early on that undead, apparently.
3, 2.
No, there won't be any summon spamming in this one, thankfully. Yeah, the big undead will take 2 Inflames to kill.
2, 1, go!
If you don't want to do that, you can also just use your melee weapon as well. Dispatch just 1.
3,
It's a little bit easier.
2.
A lot of the arena is honestly just adapting. Once you get it, you know, to a, I guess, higher... once you get to a higher, like, skill level with running. Also, like, those undead are kind of unique in the fact that they don't immediately disintegrate when they hit 0 health. They instead would just get knocked down, which is really unfortunate.
Let's...
The competition's hot. 3,
But, yeah, anyway.
2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1.
So for bandits, especially, I like to keep Whisper as pinned as possible if I can. These bigger bandits here will take 2 Inflames to kill, much like bigger undead did. This wave is the most satisfying wave. Because... no, not quite.
I've almost killed this one.
3,
I ran out of Berserk, but oh well. Just, yeah, use Inflame. It's fine. Easy mode. Once you get to this point, you are going to go back into the cells. Confirm that. And then you're going to immediately go back out, if you can find Al, that is. Hey, Al, come here. Remember where he was, where you left him, because he'll be there again.
Our intrepid hero.
And you're going to make another save. And then you're going to load the autosave. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, but we are going to be diving into the admittedly pretty advanced tech known as load warping. But, like, once you get a grasp on it, it's not really that complicated. It's definitely something you have to get a feel for, I will say. Something that you will kind of learn, like, pretty quickly, I think. If you try to do this thing too quickly, you'll just end up loading the save and nothing will happen. Depending on circumstances, that could be good or bad. But, anyway. Point being, what is a load warp exactly? A load warp is basically taking the save data from one save file and putting it into an area that you are going to physically move into. So I want to go into the arena entrance with the save from the Wasp round in the arena, which is exactly what we're going to be doing. So we want to confirm this load, wait for a brief second, hit escape, interact with the door to trigger the load.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your...
And you get crazy things start to happen. So you skip that cutscene. You're brought back in here, skip that cutscene. Go back into the arena. We're going to be performing yet another load warp right in here. Instead, it is so much slower than it looks. Like it is a very weird thing. But again, it's something you'll get a feel for it. I'd say practice with something smaller scale, like even if it's just like going from one area to another, like with not even like within like the terms like context, if not even within the context of a quest. Just try going from like one area to another, like a really far away map, like late game. Like try to unironically just try to get into like Snowspire or something with a childhood save. Just give it a try. Maybe not a childhood save, but like post-graduation save. You know, it's something you definitely need to practice, but it's not that bad. But yeah, we're gonna be doing another load warp here using the Earth Troll round save. So we're gonna be going here, confirm, exit, enter the door.
Our intrepid hero.
Skip the cutscene.
3,
Let the countdown roll.
1.
Skip the cutscene. Go ahead and talk to Roth. Wait a second. Wait for the fanfare to end, basically.
Things
Continue
are
on.
very tough for...
Skip the cutscene again.
3, 2,
Wait for the countdown to go.
1.
Skip the cutscene.
Back for more advice. All right.
Same thing all throughout. Just
2,
it's really easy.
1.
So what we're doing actually is we are skipping the Earth Trolls, Rock Trolls, Rakanox, and Whisper all in one fell swoop.
We have 2 winners.
And
My dear
GG,
lady, it was mere
you've beaten the arena.
That was unbelievable.
And you will now have slightly scuffed music for a little while. Pay it no mind.
You have reached well-known status.
Okay. So let's go to Barrow Fields like we need to. Music does break a little bit, because you'll get intermittent zone music intertwined with the combat theme. Like, listen to it. You'll get the Danger 01 Yeah, DPH, it does skip the last 4 rounds. That is the new tech, and it is not good. It is not a dice roll on whether or not the game will crash. It's so much better. Okay, so we're going to be maxing out physique. Let's see, we should have enough experience for everything that we need. We're going to max out multi-arrow, max out magic power, and that should be it. Oh wait, force push 4. Yeah, no, we have enough. We just, yeah, just as long as you do enough, you get a high enough combat multiplier, then you'll be fine. Honestly. And actually, if you wanted to get slow time now, this would be the time to get it. Or yeah, if you wanted to get slow time at all, this would be the time to get it, because this is like when it like would start to come into any sort of like relevance. So yeah, put off getting slow time until now if you want to get it for these spots that it makes it easier for. Once you've gotten your upgrades taken care of, go to Bowerstone South. Not yet trademark, I guess.
Stay within the law.
It's not like anything quite. The closest thing we have currently is Kraken Skip.
Hello there.
But, and actually we're going to be getting into that later. But, no, I know there are talks of a potential dialogue skip for that, but that's like in the works, I guess.
Greetings.
Let's see here.
To serve you.
So here we are going to actually go ahead and do a quick little buy selling-ish thing, because we don't quite have enough gold for buying Solus like we ought to. So I'm gonna do a quick little bitty buy sell, buy Solus. Okay, and then go ahead and equip it as well. You can also just do regular buy selling if you want to, or what would be smarter is if you know to kind of do a different thing in the beginning.
I've never seen anything like it.
I think it was actually a mix of things, but yeah. I think yeah, I'll let Legitimacy explain that one, because I think he would know more about it than I would. I think he was the one who found it, and then Gooch Pooch kind of expanded on it. So we're not going to be touching on barrier clip here in this guide, because I am fervently anti-barrier clip in this game, and it's honestly not worth going for if you're just starting the run, in my opinion, when you can kill the minions so easily. Honestly, a lot of these things are pretty self-explanatory at this point. You're just focusing on your movement and such still, you know. Okay, actually, I should be talking about this bit here, because I'm not sure if it's a hidden timer or if it's just the fact that you need to not have any other minions on the dock when you kill the 2 that are already there. I think it's the latter, but yeah. Basically, in this quest, it pays to be quick. So, yeah, you want to have multi-strike on your weapon, kill these 2 with multi-strike berserk, nice and easy. So long as there are no other minions on the dock, the quest should complete. If you didn't get there fast enough, then kill minions, I guess. It shouldn't take you too long, and it would be understandable. That was an example of getting stuck on the Cullis Gate that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Yeah, just a very easy recall. Warp out of the prison path and then warp back to it. Nice and simple. and just make your way to Litchfield Graveyard. So okay, make sure that you grab the helmet before talking to the Gravekeeper here.
Oh, hello.
It's embarrassing when you don't.
Oh,
Trust me, I've been there before. It's not somewhere you want to be. Please grab the helmet before you talk to the guild, the Gravekeeper, rather. And then just, if you don't remember where to go for all of these pieces, they're all in the same locations every time, thankfully. If you're not sure, just go follow the quest as normal, and you'll get indicators on the map to tell you where to go. But you can get them before doing that just fine. So, this is fishing. It's evil red light, green light. You can do left click really quickly at your own risk. That's just, you know, Anniversary is the best fishing, just based on the numbers of the fishing rod and everything that goes into it. So it's generally going to be not too bad, but sometimes you do get a pretty heavy fish. Just make do with what you have, I guess. So you want to make sure you make a save here as well. This is important for later. That's to set up for yet another load warp. These guys will resurface all over the place, try to interrupt you, block your assassin rushes, kind of try and force push him out of your way. Kill this big guy with a Berserk multi-strike hit. Continue up the stairs. Yeah. Bad fish can happen, unfortunately. It's not a, like, complete fix compared to the last chapters, but it's generally a lot better for the any percent context. So, again, with the target cycling, automatic, like as soon as you die, as soon as the mob dies. Okay, there's actually 2 ways you can go about this particular screen, and those 3 undead in particular. So, one was to go do what I did, do what I was going to do, which would have been to use Inflame, force push immediately to cancel their knockdown animation. And then, if you have the Gravekeeper still following you, dismiss his dialogue really quickly, and then use another Inflame. Or you can use Slow Time and use Inflame twice, assuming you have Slow Time. That's going, like, really old school territory, to be honest, but I still can recommend Slow Time for newer runners. It does help in those, like, very tiny situations. Tiny little quality of life things that, like, you can eventually start doing without once you've gotten, like, a feel for the, better strategies, but yeah, it's not something you need, I guess. It's nice to have, yeah. Stumbling over my words, don't pay that any mind. Yeah, everything around through here is just pretty dang normal. Pretty self-explanatory, just go about your business. How about half and half?
Oh, no, you don't! No, you don't!
Because you're doing half the arena and you're skipping the other half.
Get him! I'm dead! Oh, no, you don't! Him! Stop right there!
That's my 2 cents, though.
How'd you get down here?
I literally just thought of it, by the way. I haven't been sitting on that for a long time or anything. I've just been like, what the heck do we call this?
The undead! Dead! Get him! Bloody hero!
It's not fun now, but we must
Let's see
hurry.
here. Yeah, in that particular
get yourself
transition
nice and
from a cutscene,
comfortable
it
there.
can be good to have a
We'll be back
resurrection
to get
file,
you and the
actually,
other scum later.
because
Then we'll have a bit of fun. He'll enjoy it, won't he, Tit?
the guards there can actually kill you in between the during the transition between the cutscene to getting
You
warped
should keep
into
all that
cell block
energy for
1.
later. You'll need it then. Oh, and don't try any of that funny will stuff. It won't work in here.
Which
the boss made sure of
Is
that.
kind of a problem for possible heroic runs. Because, like, you generally don't upgrade your health, like, for any percent runs ever. Or, you know, you could also, like, upgrade your health
Nothing to be ashamed of.
if you're not confident.
Wait a minute.
That's another
I know
option,
who
too.
You are. You're that chicken chaser, aren't you? Beat the arena and let the big prize go to save pretty little Whisper, didn't you? Don't get your kind in here often. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Kill a mayor?
Just sit and chill in prison. Maybe if you're doing a live stream,
It's his birthday today.
you know,
The vicious bastard.
step away for a
Every
bit.
year, he has us dragged out of our
Go to the bathroom
cells,
if you need.
Shows us a little sunshine.
Stay hydrated,
so
get
we
up and
know what
stretch.
we're missing, and sticks us
Um,
in. Doesn't do it out of the kindness of his
you know.
heart either. They race us round the courtyard and take bets on who'll win. Then the winner gets a trip to the
If you
warden's
really,
office.
really needed to, you could take an extended break by losing the first race
It's too cruel to
in here.
mention.
And so long as you get back before the cutscenes, like, go through, you don't lose too much time. I think it's, like, only a difference of, what, 5 or 7-ish seconds? Something like that. Yeah, a lot of the run from this point on is just pretty much
Look
vanilla.
lively, scum. Time to move out. It's
I do
race
need to make an
time.
updated guide
You'd
for the
better
maze
put
fight.
on a good show. Some of us have bet a lot of money
Just
on
like
you.
an all-encompassing
Win, and we like you.
guide for,
Lose, and you get around in
you know,
the torture
contexts
chamber. That
of
sounds fun. Yes, sounds fun. Let me hear it.
you know, having Solus versus Aeons in Berserk 4 and TLC and Anniversary.
Right, you miserable sobs.
OG Xbox. I do have an all-encompassing guide that I need to make.
He's in the lead.
But yeah,
Get to move on, you ugly maggot. Keep running, scum.
honestly, just do some rolling. Do some rolling like you've been doing.
That way, you great big Balverin turd.
Rolling, rolling, rolling,
Yeah,
keep
you
them doggies
faster,
rolling.
faster.
Oh, the streams are swollen, keep them doggies rolling. Rawhide, rain and wind and weather, hell bent for leather.
great big
Wishing my
turd.
gal was by my
Bravo.
side. All the things I'm missing, good victuals, love
The
and
recital.
kissing, are waiting at the end of my ride.
The cautionary song of the jailbird. Behold, the ball.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you do some sneaking in here.
The ball.
You want to
The
not hit
spirited
the maximum
sparrow.
bar until after you have read the code. It's faster to just go ahead and read the code and then get caught, so you'll be plonked at the door.
Well,
But there was actually
here
something
we
I didn't
are
really
again,
touch on
eh?
in that particular
Stay
thing I'm going to
there.
go over in the
I'll
next
get
year.
to you in a moment. You might have noticed there's a few less of you this year.
Actually, I can talk about it in the meantime, but what I did was okay, so I can actually show this off here. So when you're stealth walking, right, you notice, like, it takes a while to go back into your standing idle animation, right? So you're just like, yeah, that bar is tied to whether or not you are moving. And so it won't go down until you are fully not moving. You are in an idle animation. So you can, yeah, stop. Now it goes down. However, what you can do to stop your movement a little bit faster is to brush up against something. Literally do a bump. And then your movement will cease and the bar will stop going. And it'll stop going up and it'll start going down.
Win, and we like you. Lose, and you get around in the
And I do that with the
torture
bookshelf.
chamber. That sounds fun. Yes.
Wait a little second, and then read the thing. Then punch, start moving around. Either punch the wall, because I'm so close to filling the bar, or I just do a back roll. Something of that nature.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That warden trip is mine.
You'll get to see it this next year.
You snail. Move on, you
nice
ugly
bonk.
maggots.
Yeah, definitely a lot of like wall avoidance. Try to avoid getting caught on corners and things. Classic Fable bonk moments.
Move it, move it, move it! Keep running, scum! Get your finger out, push back!
Thank you for saying that line. That's all I have to say. Thank you for saying that line. Okay.
The recital.
Alright, we are sneaking. Alright, we are bars moving up and we stop, but the bar stopped going up, but it didn't go down immediately, right? So we're on the bookshelf. We're on the bookshelf. We're on the bookshelf.
For it's in her name, her eyes, and her soul.
So yeah. Utilize the bookshelf. Honestly. It helps. It does help.
It seems the warden has lost his key.
And open that cell door first. Before you start moving, honestly, by the way. It's like it I fumbled with it in my I think I fumbled with it in my any percent run. It was kind of embarrassing, but I still somehow managed to save time in it. I don't know. Sorry, drag. It's every man for himself.
You're going right back to your
Go ahead and apply physical shield just for the sake of safety. Well, I mean, you're going to be berserking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Didn't touch on the fact that berserk makes you immortal for the duration, but that is a thing. Berserk is definitely one of the most busted spells in the game. You'll be automatically targeting the lever. Just hit the interact key once, and then you'll be good to roll left. Alright. Now, you don't need to make a new save for this load warp, but I personally recommend that you do if you're just starting out, because it's not fun to fail this. I think if you fail it and get a bad checkpoint, you could kill the run, basically, and have to do everything all over again. So just go ahead and make a save, but yeah, for all intents, yeah, we'll just use the save that we just made, but you can do this with just a checkpoint. But yeah, if we're going to be doing another load warp here, actually get the Gravekeeper out of our way, because this isn't a door anymore. This is a legit load zone. So this is why I say go ahead and do this. Go ahead and confirm the load, escape. Well, I just did a roll, but yeah. You want to get kind of close to the load zone, but not so close that you're like actually going into it before you do the load warp, obviously.
Your guild seal has been reactivated.
After that, you're going to load to Barrow Fields. Barrow Fields? Barrow Fields? Barrow Fields? Barrow Fields. Make your way to Ancient Cullis Gate.
You need to get to the Cullis Gate in the middle of Darkwood. The gate will only open when its hunger for undead souls
I
is sated.
shouldn't apply that multi-track. Just using flame to kill these guys. Try and prioritize the big ones, because those fill the bar up the most. Yeah. But that's a little bit of a micro RNG segment.
To find the ruined abbey now.
Gotta kind of have to take what you get with it. Just hope that it's good, everything. You know how RNG goes. Yep, so go to the barrier. You're gonna warp to the guild. Not back to Litchfield Graveyard. And then you're going to go up to Maze's Tower. Don't bother going to the map table. I know it's tempting, but don't go to the map table.
Right here. What? No! No!
Just mash the interact key for that entire thing.
I have a
It makes
question
life easy.
from your mother.
And rolling down those stairs, so much easier than going up them. Yep, once you've gotten that book though, go back to the Guildmaster,
If I
accept the quest and everything, and you're gonna go back to Knothole Glade, or Knothole Glade, Hook Coast. I swear I've played this game once or twice before.
We've got to get out of here!
I promise I know what I'm talking about. You can kill these screamers if you want to. Actually might not be the worst idea to do so, just for the sake of your movement. So yeah, I have a guide on the maze fight already. Should mostly be the same, just with the difference of the fact that when I was recording that video and putting it together, having Berserk 4 at this point in an any percent context was not a thing. It was like while I was editing that that hotshot glitch was brought to our attention in TLC, and that kind of broke that run open just a little bit, and that made that run possible to get Aeons and use for, you know, the maze fight. But anyway, for a first run, just don't focus too much on being optimal. What? I don't know why I didn't get full damage there. That's really weird, but anyway. I will say, though, if you are going to be trying to go for... God, that music is insanely loud. Yeah, if you're going to be trying to go for knockdowns and trying to go for a phase skip, don't knock him down on phase 2 there. Otherwise, you will be feeling pain. Okay, I just botched it anyway, so that's fine. We'll get to do this casually. Is it possible backup here? He's got pistol shield left. No, he doesn't. Did he just drop it? He did. Anyway. See, even I fail at the maze fight sometimes. Don't put too much stress on it if it's your first run. You're probably not going to get a perfect maze your first go-around.
You're back.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but, you know, it is hard. It is legitimately hard.
See you at the
It's like the most I call it the most technical fight in the entire run.
You have reached famous status.
Was that a challenge? I mean, no, not really. If you want to take it as one, that's your prerogative. I didn't mean that as a slight against anybody. I'm just saying that it is a genuinely hard fight to do. Optimally. There are some things that you can do in each of these, well, most of these screens to make this go by just a little bit faster, but just for the sake of a beginner, we're not going to be focusing on that. Just make your way through all of these areas. Pretty self-explanatory, really. Like, you see how little I've got everything in my notes. Just do everything as normal. Yeah, it's not every day that you get to see, you know. Oh my god, I didn't get a single good rush off on that bridge. That is very Fable. That is very Fable. That's all I can say. Also, all those runs are, like, actually within 30 seconds of each other right now, which is just crazy to think about. Well, no, because unless Legitimacy's posted his run and it's been verified already.
Jack's done it. He's activated them all. You must get to the Chamber of Fate in the guild.
It's still within, like, 30 seconds all around, I'm pretty sure. No. Yeah. No special shenanigans here. It's all very straightforward. Try to prioritize the dread things if you can. That's the ones with the most curly stabs. Just push Jack to his second phase as fast as you can. You may have heard me talk about this thing called Big Shot. You may have also heard me mention before that I don't think it's possible in Anniversary. I don't think it's possible in Anniversary. For whatever reason. But yeah, final charge of multi-arrow. One thing I didn't mention about it, it deals like double damage of all the other charges. So, yeah. Depending on your route, this could be necessary. You would normally just kill Teresa. Like if you're playing on Xbox, you would absolutely have to, because you can't do vertical menu manipulation on Xbox, and you would need Berserk 4. And killing Teresa gives you just enough evil to, you know, max out any evil spells. Although, personally, for this route, I would recommend sticking with Solus.
We have learned that Twin Blade is seeking revenge.
Okay. So Twin Blade is seeking revenge. Good to know. We're not going to do anything super special here. What we are going to be doing... I don't have this in the notes, actually, so I'm going to just go focusing on the actual, like, puzzle solutions, I guess. But what you can do... I'm going to mention it anyway. What you can do is just hold the block key. Skip the cutscene. You notice I blocked there.
You should try your skill at the archery range.
I buffered a block, and that actually unlocks your movement speed just a little bit.
Only I beware, hero.
So yeah, just follow the patterns that I'm doing.
That didn't look nice. Not nice. Moon to sun. That's good. Sunny! Sunny! I don't want to...
Take your time now. We don't want to make any silly mistakes, do we? Oh no! Does anyone else have sweaty palms? don't kill me! Kill one of... No, not me! The other...
I ask only for clemency for me and my fellow prophets. Ah, a noble move. Haha, you are a true gentleman. Just a few more.
Okay, I did that not quite correctly, but that's fine.
Thank you, young man.
Didn't matter.
Why do I? No, it's got to be sun signs, you idiot.
The puzzles are honestly kind of open-ended, if you do them normally.
You bastard. You just don't care, do you?
It's like, those solutions are pretty much like rough, like guidelines, but those are like among the most optimal, along with the ones that I have in my notes. For the record, Twinblade would seek revenge after you complete, yeah, that open... Those two quests open up at the same time, archery competition and assassin attacks. Assassin attacks, yeah, it happens after either you've beaten Jack in Chamber of Fate, or after you complete, what's it called? Break the Siege, that quest. Slow time immediately.
Come on, you have to stop it before it destroys the...
Oh wow, that is... never mind. Ideally, that wouldn't have happened. Ideally, that wouldn't have happened either, but oh well. Completely ruined my showcase, you damn summoner. I didn't use the bug there. I didn't use the, I didn't want to show off Prophet Skip because that's like another load warp and I don't want to...
You have reached very famously.
Bog new coming runners with, yeah, I don't want to bog them down with a whole bunch of load warps because there are quite a few load warps and it's a difficult thing to, like, get a feel for it first. Try to walk away from this troll first to let the ice trail attack hit the wall instead of you. And then you can basically just keep wailing on him, but it's like 12 or 13 punches after before you can damage him again. I'm also not going to touch on the recall strategy here, just because it is, like, really weird. I'm just going to keep things simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. As the old saying goes. I'm going to do simple, regular, vanilla movement. Although, yeah, there is a, like, series of teleports that you can do. And it saves time without loads, but it loses time in real time. Versus doing it the normal way, which saves real time, but loses in time with loads. So, you know. It's worth learning for, you know, when you get to a lower time, of course. But, you know, this is just focused on getting the run done as, like, stresslessly as possible. Assuming stresslessly is a word. If it's not, I'm making it up now. So, if this were TLC, this would be where I say this is RNG the RNG the quest number 2, Electric Boogaloo. But no, actually, so long as you don't load the checkpoint of Necropolis, the graves and glyphs will always be in the exact same location. And the first one is there, the middle one at the very beginning. And then the other two are just across the bridge. It's this one right here, and then the one immediately behind me. And then this is a somewhat stressful fight as well, but it's not that bad. It's just a little bit hectic for just having 4 whole enemies to deal with. Now you get to go back to Snowspire. Your Anniv real-time just beat TLC's IGT. Dang. Mad Lad did it.
You have uncovered.
That's really awesome. Seriously. Like, I don't even have words. That's, yeah.
Hey, glad you...
Yes, little...
Yeah, just follow the things. A whole lot of these things are self-explanatory after a point.
I won't tell you
Hard target thunder, hit him. Get rid of the quest prompts. Kill Thunder, he's not that hard. He can surprise you, just berserk immediately. That's the most important thing, honestly. If you can just berserk, you should be mostly okay. Once you've killed him, go back to Archon Shrine. Nice and easy.
I hope this thing works.
We're gonna be killing Briar next.
Well.
Now you have a couple of ways to go about this with the Briar fight. As my notes would suggest, you have Berserk Multi-Strike after using Force Push. Force Push is going to be used either way, but I'm just going to go ahead and show off the strat that Revo has been implementing, using Multi-Arrow. Using the last charge of Multi-Arrow yet again.
A coward's trick. Only one of them is real.
And also using Force Push on the Heart Bar. Heart Bar? Hot Bar.
She's playing games with you. She deserves to die.
Okay. And now we're going to be warping to Litchfield Graveyard. LARPing.
Fortunate that you chose Briar's death. I shall judge.
I don't know. Words are hard. Don't ask me. Anyway. Yeah, basically, like, somewhere around the halfway point, closer to the steps you want to get to when you want to set up this recall. Just try to be closer to the end of the bridge.
Oh, welcome back, sir.
And then you'll be close enough to have a recall to where you will be at the doors to Circle of the Dead when you recall back to Old Graveyard Path. Like so. And then you can just interact. Spam the old interact key. So Nostro's gimmick is he can only be damaged once one of his undead buddies has fallen. So that's pretty easy, just using Flame. And then hit him with a Berserk Multi-Strike there if you're using Solus, and then follow up with another Berserk Multi-Strike plus a regular hit, and he will fall over like a sack of potatoes. And if you're using the Sword of Aeons, you can also just spam Multi-Strike and swings and get the job done just as well.
You're too late, little hero. Once more.
And now comes the final fight.
Come to the Bronze Gate.
Which is actually pretty hard. There, you do have a really short time window for getting this done quickly. Basically, it goes like you want to Berserk immediately. Keep an eye on your mana. You know, refill it once he bites you, because it's gonna deplete your physical shield in the one bite, regardless of what level physical shield you might have. And just spam attacks and multi-strike. And with the level of physique you have, level of multi-strike, level of berserk, you should be able to get it. I can understand this would be really hard to do on console or controller. But yeah, just use spam, attacks, multi-strike, all the good stuff. And then it should be relatively easy. If not, you can also use, you know, try to use multi-arrow if he goes to the sides. But basically that should be hopefully good enough to get you guys through the, you know, getting through your very first runs. Teaches you a little bit about your load warping, because there is quite a bit of them in the world record route currently.
You have reached legendary status.
Let's see how many potions we ended up having at the end, because I did go pretty liberally with them. Okay. I didn't even really need to get any extras, but sometimes I have had runs where I've gotten only the 214 from Bowerstone South, and then I have ran out because I was using them so liberally. Yeah. So that's why I recommend grabbing the will potions when you are visiting the other shops. It's a good safety buffer to have. You know, just in case, because the last thing you want to do is run out of will potions at a critical moment, like the final Dragon Jack fight. And that can be a very dicey situation to be in. Yeah, obviously, like, take some liberties with some of the stuff, because while I would recommend going with Solus, you might be better off with going the Aeons route, and just not doing anywhere near as many of the load warps as the top runners do. Or, you know, just find out something that works for you, and then eventually, like, kind of graduate to, you know, more and more advanced strategies as one does. You know, if you're going to be running the game long term, if you want to get, like, a, like, competitive time, or if you want to just do like your one run, like say if this is for a 12-hour speedrun challenge, hopefully this will be, you know, good enough for something like that. That's kind of what I was aiming for. But yeah, I will have appropriate video guides linked in the descriptions as they are or as they come about. I'm not sure when I would be getting a maze fight done for, like, yeah, that whole, like, all-encompassing OG, TLC, Aeons, Anniversary, Solus, all that stuff. yeah, I'm not sure when I would be getting around to doing that, because that is... The amount of work that went into the first one was pretty substantial. It did take me a while, so I can't make any promises on when I'll get around to getting that churned out, but it is on my to-do list. And like I said, there's Summon Clip Guide by Legitimacy. I would recommend that one over mine. Unless, like, his lineups don't work for you. I mean, it's like, they're mostly the same ideals. Basically, it's, with Summon Clips, it's all about angles for the most part. Yeah. I think that there's quite a few resources to, like, stem, you know, like, stem, to sift through and utilize. But, again, hopefully this video helps anybody who's looking to get into Fable Anniversary speedrunning. I'm sure there will be a more advanced, like, optimal world record route guide coming eventually, when we get to the point where we have the run more optimized and everything's, like, labbed and figured out, because there's a whole bunch of new things being added still. And, yeah. If there was ever a time to get into Fable Anniversary speedrunning, this would probably be it. I don't think it's ever been any more accessible than it has in most recent times, especially with the new half arena skip, taking out a whole half of the biggest stress point for many new runners. Like, I remember when I started, I was... arena was rough. Nowadays, I like it because it's a challenge, but it's definitely a daunting thing for newer runners, and I totally get that. I've been there before. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching, and, yeah. Good luck with your runs. Hope to see you posting your times, submitting your runs. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.